Hey guys, I kind of figured out an interesting method to repair power cables. This is a Dell power cable. Over the years, it's just gotten fatigued. And they use such cheap wire that these break. And I don't know if you've ever tried this, but cutting this off and trying to re-solder all this is just a nightmare. So what I've done here, I've pulled back all the insulation, and I took my heat gun, I heated this up, and I separated it, and I pulled it back so I can reuse this again. And then usually there's like some really good glue that they use to hold this all together. It's like hot glue from a hot glue gun. You got to heat that up and carefully cut it off. And be careful, because I sliced my finger doing this a few years ago. So what happens is the break on this one, I've traced it all back. It took me about a good 30 minutes to get all this and figure out where the break is. The break is right here where this collar is, and it's this cable. So I can take my meter, and this is plugged in right now. And if I can get this in there without too much trouble, because I can't see. I'm using a magnifying glass to try to show you this, right? So, sorry. Let's get this on here. Let me put this on, right? It's plugged in. There's no power there, okay? So, and I kind of troubleshoot this to save some time. So what you do is you take a pin, or if you have like any good spring steel, what works really well and it's thin is guitar string, like the E string. But a pin, like just a regular sewing needle or pin, right? This is good steel. This is, you can't just use cheap steel, because you need some good high carbon steel with some strength so you can push it in. Right? And then this is great because you don't have to slice anything, and you don't have to expose wires, you don't have to re-solder. But you can see I've done a little troubleshooting. So up here, right where this needle is, there's some good copper. This is where the break is down here. I don't know if I can show you, but if you pull this back a little bit, you can, I kind of noticed this. You pull this back a little bit and you can see the break is right there. You can't really tell very well. I've got this magnified a little bit, but anyway. So here we go. We're going to stick this in. See, if you stick this pin in, you twist it a little bit so you get down in there without too much friction and destroy those copper wires too much. So now, that's the positive or the negative, I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. That's the break. There we go. So we got power. So I'm past the break. So we have to go up a little bit. You can see I made a little cut there. I'm gonna go in. And where did I? Is that just, that's just some dirt. Okay, so go in here, up a little higher. Oops, sorry, I wasn't on camera. So you go up a little higher. See, I'm up higher above the break. And you just twist that around, and you can cut this later. You can cut this off. Once you get it in and you figure out where you want to be, I'm pushing this in, and then you need to check again with your meter. Make sure you're on it. There it is, right there. Okay, boom, I got my 19 volts. Okay, awesome. So now we go around here. Put this back in here. See if we solved our problem. There it is, we got our 19 volts. Okay? So what we need to do next, take our cutters. That's in there. Hopefully I don't screw this. Ooh, sorry. I'm going to stick it in a little bit more. Let me back it out a little tiny bit. Yeah, there we go. I backed it out a little tiny bit. I'm going to cut this. These guys are, since this is spring steel, it's really hard to cut, and I've got lousy dull cutters. Here it goes. Okay, I cut it. There it is. So now we take our diagonal cutters here, and we're gonna push this in a little bit more. There it goes. So I'm gonna push this in, keep pushing it in. And before I totally push it in, I'm gonna check to see if I got power again. Okay, get your fingers out of the way. Woohoo! Okay, now push that in a little bit more. What I got here, there's a little tiny screwdriver from one of those screwdriver kits I got off eBay. So poke that in there. There it is. So now you don't have to solder or anything. And that's done a couple of things, right? Hopefully we went straight down. We're not going to short anything, right? So what that's done, that nice piece of steel, it's brought continuity across the break, but it's also put some strength in here for you. So what you got to do is now wrap this back up, put some hot glue on it, bring your collar back up and cover it up, and you should be fine. Okay, good luck, guys.